lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Took me a while to get to this place. I'm so glad I'm in this space, accepting all my flaws, embracing authenticity, 'cause there's nobody quite like me. Oh, I like being me. So I'm created to be original, not to copy. I'm gonna tap on me to love again. Gonna celebrate this life. Walking who am I supposed to be? Refuse to give up on me. To love again. Gonna celebrate this life. Walk and live by every trial that came my way. I was searching for a brighter day. That day finally here. That day finally here. Through life's struggles, ups and downs, I'm so glad that I have found the love that's unconditional. Yeah, all I went through prepared me. All God wanted me to be. I'm gonna tap on me to love again, love me again, celebrate this life. Walking who am I supposed to be? Refuse to give up on me. To love again, to love me alone, celebrate this life. Walk and live by. Oh, it's incredible. This joy is unspeakable. Living life with no regrets. Each blessing was a blessing. I'm gonna tap on me, love again, to love again, celebrate this life. Walking who am I supposed to be? Refuse to give up on me. Love again, to love me again, celebrate this life. Walk and live by. I'm gonna clap, 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 learning to love all over again, celebrate this life. I'm gonna, clap, 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 clap for me, celebrate this life for me, learning to love me over and over again, clap, clap, clap. I'm gonna celebrate me, celebrate this life. I'm dreaming big, oh yeah. Clap, clap, clap. Gonna celebrate this life. Walk and live by. Gonna give my life.
Thank you for joining Next Level with Trenace. I am so happy that you are spending 60 minutes, give or take, of your 1,000 for spending 1,440 minutes of your Saturday with me. I saw that all 50 states have reopened, although some are considering shutting it down again. Please be safe. When we come out of this on the other end, I want to see you all. I don't want to hear about you passed or you're still sick. Be safe. I want to see you. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth. Cover your mouth. If you're out, wear a mask. And to me, the ultimate act of self-love is to stay in the house if you don't have to go out. So today, one of my favorite people on the face of the earth is here to chop it up with us. The Money Maven, my business consultant. So this will be your opportunity to get a chance to hear when we talk, what we chop it up about. We're talking about stimulus packages, the credit, personal credit, business credit. This is come-up time. On the real it is. Although there are a lot of people that are unemployed, the unemployment is unlike regular unemployment. There are some of us that are still employed. So this is time for us to come up. Hey, girl. Hey, are you there, Miss Thing?
You know I am.
How you doing?
Oh, there's the clapping. I'm well. How are you?
I am good. I am excited for people to hear how we really chop it up when it's just me and you talking. Now,
yes.
Did we have somebody else that's going to be joining us in studio? Tanya,
nope, not today.
Okay, well, I think we have somebody else coming in to sit down and talk with us. So my thought is, and you know, you and I have talked about this a million times, if you come out of this without a new skill set, a new mindset, a renewed energy, shame on you.
And that is absolutely correct. That's correct. People, everybody is so nervous, it seems like right now, like what's next, but we still are sheltering in place. So even the credit bureaus, the business credit, they're getting stricter because employees are limited. So their staff is limited. That's the only downside to this. So I'm noticing that credit repair, I don't like to call it credit repair. I like to call it credit correction because, you know, I like to speak positivity and not yes. So we're calling it credit correction. We all know what the industry calls it. But with credit correction now, they are giving letters to our clients that says we need additional time because of COVID. So there's the upside to COVID and the downside, and we're merely speaking on a business transactional level. We're not talking about health because I don't want anybody to think that I'm insensitive to the health issues it's causing and the fatalities. I'm aware of that. We're only talking about transacting business because this is a business hour. So we're going to take all the emotions out and talk about facts and how people really can take advantage of what's going on right now. Is that okay with you, Miss Tracy?
Yeah, that's cool. You know, I enjoy talking with you. You're one of my most favorite people on the face of the earth. I don't know if you knew that, but now the whole world knows.
They're going to think I paid you, and I feel like I paid you somewhere. Did I do something? But it's a very good compliment, and thank you. I appreciate it. I enjoy you as well.
So,
is Tanya coming on today?
She said she was. So, she'll catch it. I guess she'll jump in when she jumps in. So, what I have been noticing, were you aware that Harvard is offering online classes for free?
I did not know that. And that is a telltale sign of what's going on in the industry. For Harvard to offer free classes, what are the classes in?
They have 213 free classes. So
wow.
They have the subject area is art and design, business, computer science, data science, education and teaching, health and medicine, humanities, mathematics, programming, science, and social sciences.
And you see what that tells you? They know that when we come out on the other side of this, we're going to need an influx of people because this coronavirus is kind of population control. We're going to need an influx of people with new skill sets. And that just speaks to what you and I always talk about, like, please, whatever you do, do not waste your time that you're sitting in the house quarantined anyway. You might as well get online, learn something, watch a Zoom, do something that will enhance what you're doing and enhance, make you more of a business owner, because as a business owner, like right now they're saying, okay, businesses are taking a hit, and of course we are, small businesses. But then you have the SBA that has come through like a champ. Everybody, not everybody, the majority of people that I've processed or helped process, because I'm not a processor for the SBA. Let me clear that up before Big Brother be on my line. So me helping on an educational level, make sure I'm clear, me helping other business owners, I would say 85% of the small business owners that I've been working with, they have received an SBA loan, even down to my mother, who's, is 70. But those are the things that wouldn't have been those same, I would say about 40% of those business owners would not have been able to qualify previously. So we're getting the assistance. We just have to make sure we maximize what we do with what we get. So
I also found another website that's offering free online classes, and these classes I think are better suited for the small business owner. This website is classcentral.com. They even have marketing courses, project management. They have some personal development. So that one has some great courses too. I'll be sure to share both of those on my Facebook page and in Instagram. So those are really great courses too. I even saw where they some of these marketing courses are giving information about social media, how to market yourself that way.
Yeah, and that's a hot topic. You know that the social media marketing is a hot topic. This is also a good time for group economics as well. I've always been a proponent of group economics. Like if we all just put $20 together and move forward and agree that we trust one person because of their experience, because we can't all be Indian chiefs. We have to have some Indians in there. So we need, right now, group economics is huge. And that's because people have less, but they're trying to do more. And it's a shame that it took a virus to kind of bridge that gap between people being self-absorbed and just me, I, having that syndrome where it's all about me and what my folks want to do and what I can get from it, to now people are morphing more into, okay, well, let's put our money together. That reduces risks as well. And that is kind of my take. Like, I love group economics when you're working together for one common good. You can't have 10 people want to do 10 different things, though. So I was in a investment club before, when I was married, and I actually took a back seat and was only the treasurer. They didn't even know how much real estate experience I had, because I didn't want to put pressure on anyone or whatever. That group, we were out of that group in probably 3 months because there were 10 couples. So that's 20 people. This was a married couples investment club, right? There were 10 of us, 10 couples, that's 20 people. You talk about a bunch of confusion at these official board meeting type meetings where Robert's rules of meeting, the law was in place. I could not believe how we just couldn't settle and get one idea and let's go. Let's invest in single family, whichever one. And right now, I've been telling people that I communicate with, just like you, when you and I talk, we talk about real estate. You know, some people are saying, "Oh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pay my rent." Well, they're giving us a little bit of a leeway on the rent. So why not save that rent money that you're paying? No offense to the landlords, but we as landlords we're getting our extensions as well. So don't let your landlord fool you and think that they're struggling, because just like everyone, the government is helping the renter, they're also helping the person who has the mortgage. So let's operate from that perspective. And
so
save that rent
for
money.
The ones that don't understand group economics, you move just like that. That's what we. That's what
when
we
I move,
about
you
with
move.
Group economics. Right.
Right.
I don't know why that
they
song came
understand
into
it.
my head.
Yeah.
Right.
I know why, but I'll talk about that later. I don't want to taint your pristine reputation on the business side, so we'll leave that for the personal. Sure. But I do like me some Ludacris, though. When I move, you move, just like that. So, so I've been telling people, do something with this come up that we're getting. Take your money, invest in a single family home that needs a little bit of work, because guess what just happened? FHA has a 203K program, and this is something that your listeners might be open to. You can get into an FHA program with a 580 score. 580.
Wow.
With the right connections. And by that, I mean with the right FHA lender who's going to work on your behalf totally and not looking at the bottom line. But FHA has a program where they're letting, especially what I found with my experience with FHA, single mothers are really getting in good with FHA, and black and brown. So, and you get in, and there's your home. Instead of you renting, they give you the money to fix your home. So you find something that just needs cosmetic work, they give you the $8,000 to $15,000, and you rehab it as you live there, and you bring it up to code, and now you have an FHA home that you got during this time, because they're still lending. There's closings happening every day. They're virtual, and of course it looks different, but it's still the same. People are still moving in this economy. Not everybody has been landlocked and not getting ahead, and this is a time for our community to see that as well.
Yeah, this is definitely a time for a come up. If your bills are behind, they don't have to be behind, because right now, if you're unemployed, you're getting your regular unemployment plus that extra. Catch up everything right now, so that on the other end of this, your light bill is caught up. Your electric bill, your light bill is caught up. Your gas bill is caught up. Your phone, everything is caught up to a zero balance, and it's like you're at a new start.
That's right. That's right. And even if someone says, well, I'm getting this extra money, I want to save it because I'm nervous, at least make a concerted effort to consistently knock down those balances, because 3, 4, 5 months of not paying, that can, when we come out of this, that's going to be owed. That's a bill that you will owe. And even though it's accumulated over these months, who has that in one lump sum? So
exactly.
That's a good idea.
Exactly.
Yep. Very good idea. So I've
the
noticed
thing
with
is,
the
I'm sorry, you going to say?
I was going to say what I've noticed, because I mentioned what I noticed on the personal credit. Now, what I'm noticing on the business credit, they want the business owners to be credit worthy at a higher level than they used to pre-COVID-19. And it's because now not only are you a risk because it's a business, that's the normal risk that every lender is willing to accept. But now not only are you a risk, but as a business owner, but you might not have consumers that are purchasing your product now because, everything has, quote, unquote, stopped moving, and the economy has stopped as well. Commerce is really down. And that is just, I'm talking about on the retail level, or when you're purchasing like travel agents right now, that's a small business that is really, they're taking a huge hit. And I feel sorry for them. I'm wondering when we're going to get back to normal. Like, what will normal be when we come out of this?
I was trying to go out the country for my birthday. I'll be lucky if I get to San Antonio in November.
And you laugh, but, we might be in San Antonio with our masks on and still trying to wear gloves a little bit and our hand sanitizer portable, and that's it's really sad, but I'm glad that we at least can get something good out of this. That's what I'm going to say. I was watching MSNBC the other morning. I watch it every morning, the Morning Joe. I stay up on politics and finance because they work hand in hand. And they were saying that our second wave of this is coming in the fall. And I thought, oh, my goodness, what's going to happen? I have a senior that graduated from high school, that, and then my eighth grader, he graduated going into high school. High school being online, I'm fine with that. And what they're talking about doing, which is causing, and we're talking about this because the connection is, this is the financial side of a university. We may lose some of our universities if donors don't, step up because, for example, the university that my daughter is going to, that she chose, they are talking about the freshmen and the seniors being the only ones on campus, and then sophomores and juniors are operating from home, so that there can be less students on campus and they can practice social distancing. That's going to hit their pockets because now they're not charging the same tuition if you're online versus student housing. And that's the other thing. They're suggesting that these students don't even have roommates, like for social distancing purposes. So now the dorm rooms are going to be cut up more where you only have 1 to a room instead of 2. So I'm afraid for our universities and how they're going to survive.
Wow, I read a couple of days ago that more than 100 Catholic schools are closing.
It's sad. Sad but true. It's sad. But that's what I'm saying. You have to get something going where you're self-sufficient because this skill set, you're going to have to be able to do, you're going to have to be multi-skilled just to survive in this type of environment. So you can't be one-dimensional and think, oh, yeah, I'm going to be a school teacher forever. Yep, you can, but grab you another couple skill sets. And right now, I hate to bring it up because everybody's so intimidated by it, but foreign currency is big because money never stops moving. We may be talking about the U.S. dollar doesn't, but we're talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. We're talking about foreign money, the Japanese yen, and all of those. That doesn't stop because the world hasn't stopped outside when I'm talking about commerce. Rich folks are still rich. That's what I'm getting at. And we all need, and we all need to be able to understand that industry and get involved in cryptocurrency. Don't be afraid. Get involved in carrot bars. Get involved in, it's a multitude of things you can do. If you can copy and paste, the most recent company that I invested in, and I have no interest in the stock market at all. This isn't the stock market, it's the foreign exchange currency. But I'm copying and pasting. Last week, off of $100, I made $781. Copying and pasting. That's all I did. I have no skill set for charting and understanding, but this is something I said I have to delve into because this is always going to be a part of society, money moving. It may not be the United States dollar because we know what's going on with the fiat dollar, but everybody else's currency, everybody moves currency. The world is not going to stop on that level. So we talk about skill sets, and you mentioned Harvard giving away the classes. They charge Harvard charges $75,000 for a course in this foreign exchange currency, and I'm getting it for free.
Yeah, I saw that the mighty dollar bill is currently valued at $3 and some odd cents. $3 and some odd cents. Soon it won't have any value, and I don't know if anyone has noticed that the cost of grocery is going up.
Yep.
That's part of the reason why. The price of grocery is going up, the value of the dollar is going down, and guess what? Because the people who we vote into office, they are of the mindset to let's open the country, although people are sick. There are meat plants that are currently closing down because the coronavirus is inside the meat plant. So you can expect that the meat is going to go up. Dairy is going up because those their dairy farmers don't have the ability to use all of the milk. I read weeks ago that they were throwing milk away.
Oh, wow. I don't drink milk, but it's still a travesty. Your guest is trying to get on. She's muted. I just received a text message.
Yeah, she's texting me too.
So.
Oh. Well, she just texted, yep, and the next wave there's going to be more and more deaths. I hope not, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Because this is my thought on that. And, you know, you and I went to a math and science magnet school. So this is my thought on that. I'm not a scientist.
Because we're so smart. Don't forget that part.
Right.
We're so smart.
Right. So my thought is everybody is wearing gloves and mask. Our immune system is with our immune system without the gloves and mask and without the extra disinfectant soap and without the hand sanitizer. Now imagine we are gloved up, we're masked, we have a bunch of masks on, we're extra antibacterial this, we're hand sanitizing. When this comes again, our immune system is not going to be our regular immune system because we have not only kept the bad germs out, we have not allowed the good germs to grow. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it definitely can be worse. So.
Are we here?
I mean, it absolutely. Hello?
Can you hear me, Tracy?
I can.
Can you hear me?
I can.
You can finally hear me?
Fine.
Hey there.
Oh.
Hey, y'all, hey. Somebody actually loved me at that studio.
Yeah. So they heard that. Hey, that was a real hey. That wasn't a fake hey.
Hey, sisters. I'm
So I guess
I'm just gonna be
jump on in and chop it. Jump on in and chop it up with us. Have you been listening to everything? What are you thinking?
Yes. I was like, I can't text everything that daggone fast. Now, as far as I know, Marcella was talking about the housing and going into FHA. Can you, while you're living in the home and fixing it up, can you in turn flip it?
No. And it's Money Maven. You really gonna come on here with the government? I'm gonna get you.
Okay, I'll ask another day.
No, the question was fine. The question was fine, but the name thing, her moniker.
Is Money Maven. That's correct.
Money Maven. I'm sorry.
So
please forgive me.
Here's how they. No problem. I'm just messing with you. Here's what they do. They make you. Well, the benefit is that you have to stay in the house for a certain number of years. Pre-coronavirus, pre-COVID-19, it was 5. And you cannot sell it or flip it or anything because you're getting in at such a low interest rate that they don't want you to turn into an investor.
Okay.
And there are ways to work around that. I'm not saying that you should, but I'm just saying you get in there and you let your aunt move in because you move into a bigger house. You just keep everything in your name. That's the end of it.
Okay.
Okay? So there are ways around it, but on paper, no, ma'am. You cannot flip that house, or you're supposed to stay for 5 years as a homeowner, your primary residence. But what? Yeah, and you were asking me about mutual funds. What were you asking?
Yeah, I know you were saying that you don't do type of investing, and that's a sort of investing. Would you what's the word? I can't think of the word, but would you put it out there?
I'm always
do invest in mutuals.
Oh, you're saying that I don't like the smaller investments that I can't control. Yes, that is correct. No, I don't. See, here's the thing. If you're conservative and you want 5 cents on your $10,000, come on and invest with me. Yeah, because the bank, that's what they're going to give you. I have a resource that gives you a primary trade line, which is something I use a lot with a lot of my clients, and they give you a CD, right? So you deposit a certain amount of money, and they give you, not deposit, you take on a loan from them for a certain amount of money, and you get to choose how much you pay per month, and you get all the terms that you want. They report to the credit bureaus. When you get a real CD just like that, and the interest rate is 0.002, you know how much money that is? And the banks get to fractional bank it. So they're going to multiply what you put to the side. Let's say you get $1,000 loan. They're gonna multiply that times 10. So on their records, this is a $10,000. This is a $10,000 liability that you're paying on, and they give you a little small amount of interest, giving it back to you. When you deposit that type of money into a CD. So those mutual funds and things like that, they just don't give enough money, and they're not as risky as some other things, but at the same time, it depends on your investment temperament. I would rather lose with a risky investment, because if you balance your portfolio out with housing, the stable things, housing, let's just say you invest in a business. You know, you kind of have to have a diversified portfolio. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, throw a mutual fund in there if you have nothing but time. So your daughter or son, you want to have some money for them when they go away and they're not going away to college for 15 years. Yep, open up a mutual fund for them and understand that that's what it is, because you're looking at the long term.
Okay.
There's so many other vehicles, investment vehicles that are available now that will give you the return, and they're not as risky as others. There's still a certain amount of risk, but you don't want to waste your money either.
Okay, very true.
Have you been investing?
No, not yet, because of fear of which one to get into and not wanting to throw money away on something that's not beneficial. Taking a risk was something big for me.
Yes. Well, you have to look at it. The number one thing that I always share with people is only invest what you can lose. And that's why I'm more of a riskier investor, because I only invest, and I'm not posturing like I've got all this money. What I'm suggesting is I take a certain amount of money and I say, it's okay if I lose this 15 cents because I won't miss it.
Right.
Okay? So when I look at it like that, I'm okay putting 15 cents or let's just say $1 into something risky, because if I lose it, I was going to spend, I was going to buy some Kenny's for ribs or some chicken or something anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just won't eat that junk food for a week. Well,
right.
That you got to kind of figure out what your what's better for you and your lifestyle. I knew my daughter was going away to college. I have never been, and I'm not opposed to the 529 plan that people get involved in, but for her, I didn't open one. For my son, I opened a 529 plan. And the difference is I knew what kind of student each one of them was and is.
Okay.
He's going to do the bare minimum, so I'm not sure he's going to get a full ride. I knew she was going to get a full ride. And so I didn't want to, so then what happened? What did I do? And this is just me speaking to you, showing you how I live, what I tell people. So I knew that I could afford a 529 through budgeting and my divorce. You feel me? So I put that money someplace else because I knew she wasn't going to need the assistance. So it's still the same money. I just moved it around differently because one student is going to need this 529 plan. 529 plan is a savings plan that you enter your children. For your listeners, Tracy, that don't know, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just go with these acronyms and I get going. Y'all get me excited. I'm sorry. I am.
Because we already knew, but I'm glad you stopped to clarify.
Right. So the 529 plan is a savings plan for parents where you get deferred interest because you're investing, you're saving for your child's college. Okay. And there's penalties for early withdrawal and all of that. I can't stand penalties. You don't penalize me for taking my money. That just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm very, very selective on what I invest in, where you're going to control it. So but I'm showing you this is the same thing I would say to you or anybody else that was working with me. Hey, figure out what you can stand to lose and move forward. And my daughter hasn't missed a beat. So it was in the budget, and everything is working out. And I crossed my fingers because, it didn't have to with how it is right now. She didn't have to get a full ride. It could have been a problem, but I don't mind. So does that make sense, Tanya?
Yeah, perfect sense. Thank you.
Okay. Did you hear us talking about getting a skill that you don't have or didn't have before COVID-19? And
Yes, reinventing yourself, yes, and growing your business. Wow, it made so much sense. Like you said, do not, and it's just like in all caps and quotations, do not waste this time on just sitting around snacking, going from the bedroom to the living room, snacking and watching TV or sleeping all day and whatnot. Find something that's going to help build you so when you come out, you have a ton of skill sets or you have businesses ready to flourish or ready to be, brought out to the world. So I totally agree.
Yep.
I hope
so I don't know if you all checked out the stock. So I don't know if you all checked out the stock market, but American Airlines, the last that I checked was $11.26 a share.
A what? A share?
American Airlines, a share, $11.26, and that was the last time I checked.
Wow.
So if you have a little bit of spare cash, maybe that's an option. I've been checking out everything. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm trying to grow my portfolio. Business is actually picking up for me. Last week I did the First-Time Authors Mastermind. It was a free course. If you were a first-time author, you've been wanting to write a book, you now have time. You're not living your little zombie lifestyle, going to work, taking your kids around, and coming back home and getting up, trying it again the next day. I did that course, and based on that, I have gotten 2 new clients. I wouldn't have had time to do that before.
Congratulations.
Amen.
So it's all in what you do. You can do something. You can make a decision one way or the other. You can decide to do something, or you can decide to do nothing. And whichever one you decide is a decision. It's a choice. Ignoring it is not going to stop it from happening. Ignoring it is not going to stop it from happening. So what are you going to do? This is come-up season. For real, this is come-up season.
Yes, ma'am.
In a few weeks, I'm going to be on the cover of a magazine. I wouldn't have had even really the amount of time to pursue that if I hadn't been off. I've been on a couple of different podcasts. I'm on somebody's show next week.
Congratulations, and you should let us know so we can tune in.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I will. I need to get better with sharing because I feel I don't like to brag about stuff. I just do. So there's nothing wrong with celebrating those victories. Don't just let it happen for you and to you and not share it, not celebrate it. Unfortunately, there are a lot of us that are like that.
That you're bragging, so much bragging, and it's good in some instances to do so. But I think you're sharing yourself with the world. You're sharing what you're doing, your accomplishments with the world. There's nothing wrong with that. Be proud of you.
So, Marcella, oops, Money Baby, my business consultant, whatever she says do, that's what I do. Like you were speaking about the economics, the group economics, that is smart money. Smart money.
And
smart
the risk
money
is minimized. You're going to have to do something that's risky, so why not share the risk with others? That's what is, to me, that's the caveat to group economics. You're doing the same thing. Yes, your return is smaller, but your risk is smaller as well. You got to give and take, but and a lot of people say, well, getting into real estate is like trying to eat an elephant. And then I always say, how do you eat an elephant? I'm not interested in tasting an elephant, but figuratively speaking, in small pieces. And that's the way you come up. When I told you, as I shared earlier, that just cutting and pasting, I made $781 net last week in 5 days. That was taking small baby steps and saying, that's all I need for today. Small baby steps, I'm cutting and pasting, and then that's it. I minimize my risk because I'm taking smaller steps, but consistent steps. And that's the key for all of us. Tracy, that's what you have been doing all the years that we've been communicating. You take small but consistent steps, and now it's starting to show because you are really, you blowing up. I can't wait to be able to say, no, seriously, I know her. Don't try to play me off then. Uh-huh.
No, they used to take me to the upperclassmen high school stuff. We used to kick it around when we were little. We used to kick it around when we were little girls. And I mean little girls. And I mean little girls, but when we were like little girls before we had started even developing into young women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So it is.
So
I think
let's
everybody
talk about
is going.
your new project. Let's talk about that. New Wealth Network. Let's talk about New Wealth Network. Since we're talking about money, might as well, right?
Well, and it's always a good thing. New Wealth Network, my business partner, he was on. I brought him on with real estate before, Jerome Williams, if you guys remember. Well, we've gotten together because there's so many different levels of investing for people. So we have a free membership. It really is a membership-based business because what we want our community to get in the habit of doing is taking steps that lead to the bigger steps. So we have a free membership that leads to our bronze membership, that leads to our silver membership, that leads to our gold membership. And the gold membership is where you get your credit corrected, your business credit built. You make money while you're learning from the different skill sets that we're teaching. And it's all based on money. It's all based on currency. And that is how we figure we can help people earn an income while teaching them to invest, and you're earning by referring. So it's not even like you have to come in and understand foreign exchange currency. You don't have to understand any of that. You don't have to understand Ethereum, even though that's a part of what we're involved in as well, cryptocurrency. You don't have to understand it. You learn it, but when something makes sense, it just makes sense. And you can start, like I said, at a free membership and get involved in the webinars and the basic foundation of it. So our goal is to help buy up America for our community. So we're investors, he and myself, and we're just teaching our members to be investors. And we have the resources for them. 100% financing for these fix and flips. It's all investor-based. We're not doing anything personal consumers on that side. Because, as I always say to you, Tracy, you want to operate as a business everywhere. That's where you get more respect. That's when it doesn't matter what your last name is. It matters what your business name is. Then nobody cares. It's green. You make money. You have a business. You help. You assist with our commerce moving. The economy is based on businesses. So now if you're a business, of course, the government gives you more advantages. And you can do the same things you're doing now and write them off. I'm not saying I do it, but you can go to dinner and just take a client with you or take your best friend and talk business. The
Mm-hmm.
business write-off. Can't do that under your government name. And that's why I try to teach, not try, that is the whole premise behind it, move as a business. And that's why I don't even use my government name. I haven't had a property in my personal name since I filed bankruptcy with my ex-husband, because that's how we had to do it for me to get a fresh start. So I understood it then. We had business. Our businesses had properties, but I was so, not greedy, but I'm going to say assertive. I was so assertive that I could only get 16 properties between he and I, because at that time you could only own 8 properties as an individual. You see? And so being a business is unlimited. So those first properties, when I found that out, I said, okay, and I sat with some attorneys that I was working with, because I was still in corporate America at that time at the executive level. And since I was paying these attorneys for the company that I was working for, I was at a regional level, so they were glad to talk to me about becoming a business. They didn't know I was going to use it and leave. Yeah, I left the company based on real life experience. I placed a $120,000 job, but as a real estate investor, I didn't have a ceiling. There was no ceiling. There was no glass ceiling where I was fake phony looking at the sky, but I really can't get to the sky because I'm in corporate America, so it's a glass ceiling. No, there was nothing. Yep. So I live what I teach my clients and our members. I live it. I don't give any advice that I haven't taken personally to find out the risk. My mother is the biggest guinea pig. My family, everybody guinea pigs, because as soon as something new comes out, and I'm like, let me go on and put my mom in this and see what happens. Because what they gonna do to a 70-year-old woman if something is not right with it? And that's not taking advantage of her. That's just me delving into unknown waters, and she's a risk taker. That's where I learned to be a risk taker. You know that, Tracy. She don't care.
Yeah, Auntie J, she is.
She don't care. So, I'm like I was telling you guys before, my daughter has graduated. She started a nail business in the house. We're very selective, and it's run like a business. She schedules, her people schedule. They pay a deposit up front. I'm teaching her these skills, so what's going to happen when she goes away? I haven't paid any money towards her school because she got a full ride, and now she's keeping her own spending money by creating it. So she gets out of my pocket totally by not even living here. But I'm giving her the skill set. She is 18, so she's not 18 yet, so she's not incorporated. But I'm definitely showing her about building business credit. She's already understanding personal credit. And if we start to teach the younger people, my son, he sweeps for her to make $5. So he sweep out the little room that she uses, and she, so he makes his money that way as well. We have to start teaching our children to do something, and it'll make our life so much easier.
Because knowledge, in all essence, is power. You're teaching them how to be powerful. You're teaching them how to be smart with money.
Yep. So, how we looking on time, Tracy?
Well, it's 5:54.
Okay.
If we go over, we go over. I mean, man, this has been like a good conversation.
It's sure enough.
Don't we
always
have
a good conversation when Miss Money Maven's day comes?
Oh, look at that. There you go.
Was that another voice?
So, no, that was Tanya.
That was me.
That was me.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think that if we consistently just have this kind of conversation, it's not as intimidating for people and it's not boring. And I am going to start marketing this, and I'm going to get out of my shell because I'm pretty shy as well. So you both know that. I don't really want the spotlight or whatever, and that's why I was happy when Tracy created the moniker, that name, because then I can be free, and then I don't have to get a text message later and say, I heard you on blah, blah, blah. So what you mean when you said nope? And I don't mind that.
My business hours are 9 to 5, like the agreement.
Monday through Friday. That's so cute.
Whatever. So, but the reality is I'm shy about being in the spotlight, but I'm so passionate about finances and money because I grew up understanding it. That is the blessing that that's the skill God bestowed on me as my blessing. And I try to share it with anybody that will listen. I don't do small-minded people. I leave them right where they are. And I would suggest that we all operate that way because they'll bring you down. A small-minded person will say, girl, why you want 25 houses? Who wants to property manage those? And I did it. They were mine. So I knew the rehab. I did a great rehab. I did a quality rehab job. So what is managing the properties? Collecting money? I'm okay with collecting money from 25 units a month. I'm okay with that. On average, $500. I'm okay with that. I'm talking about profit. That's worth me driving. And now things are so different than they were back then. I had all Section 8 tenants. So I just went to the mailbox, and my money was at the mailbox, and I had my contractor go around because he did the work. Every month, you go and make sure the tenants are happy. So managing 25 properties that were my own, are you kidding me? But I had so many friends that said, you're going to be tired. You left your job. You shouldn't have left your $100,000 job. That's that slave mentality.
Yeah.
I never subscribed to that.
Yep.
I made
crabs
more money.
in a barrel.
Yes, and we start pulling each other down, and that's why she got that. She gonna give up her company car. Yep, I sure am.
Because you saw the vision. Doesn't mean that they had to.
Yep. So that's
So the thing
me.
about mindset, once you start changing your mindset, your circle actually will change. And I experienced that personally as I didn't go into business until probably 2014. And I didn't really get serious about it until more recently, probably the most recent 2 years, maybe even 3 years, I became more serious. And I have been doing things in public. I've been on TV, have a podcast. So a young lady mentioned to me, why would you leave this job? This is a good job. It's a good job if you want to work, but I don't want to work. I want to do business. I want to motivate people. I want to write books. I want to I want to own property. I want to mentor young women. There are things that I want to do that, for me, maintaining a job slows down, delays, detours, or halts. So when I started making that shift, I still love the people that I love, but our conversation is changed because they don't understand me and my thought process. So those people that I talk to all the time are not the people that I talk to all the time now.
Yep.
Agree.
And you want
to
to
have anything in
system.
common.
They don't have any understanding of business. They don't have any understanding about me being a creative. Creative people are weird people. That's just us.
Mhm. Mhm.
We up and down. We happy. We sad. We joking. We are just